Hello everyone, my name is Alex M. I'm one of the lead trainers for Immunity's web hacking class, and the purpose of this video is to go through one of the beginning exercises for the introduction to cross-site scripting. So if you have a information security, or more importantly, a significant web application, pen testing or auditing background, this video is going to be very basic. We start at this basic level so we can make sure that everyone is on the same page, and this gives them the benefit of a good foundation to solve some of the more difficult, more challenging exercises later in the day. If a challenge is what you're after, we have a lot of bonus content in each of the modules: cross-site scripting, external XML entities, command injection, web crypto, SQL injection, that I think most folks find very challenging. Point in fact, there are exercises that not everyone solves every year, and there are some exercises that have never been solved as part of class. So if you're looking for a challenge, we've got you covered. If you're looking for an introduction, I think this class serves you pretty well. So the first exercise, or the 0th exercise, if you're a smug computer science person, is a very basic introduction to cross-site scripting. So before we start thinking about putting in proxies to look at our traffic or looking at source code for the application itself, the thing that I always advise people to do is spend a little bit of time with the application and see what it does. What purpose does this fill? What need does it fill? So we're going to look at scenario 1, and it's asking me for some text, so I'll put in some text. And it looks, if I look down here, like that text is reflected back to me. So let's take a quick look at the source code. And if I just search for my text, I can see that it appears. So this meets some of the requirements for a reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability. We have input that the application accepts, and it sends that input back to us as part of the response. In this case, ASDF. So now the next thing that we want to do is determine, okay, what other characters can we get in there, right? Because the purpose of our exercise is we want to get an alert window to pop. So what that means is we want to get JavaScript execution, and there are a variety of ways to do that. We talk about that a bit in the introduction, or the introductory slides, I should say. So we're going to look at some of the characters that we would need in order to get JavaScript execution from within this page context. So let's switch over to our name. In this case, I'll use my name because I'm me and not you. And we're going to see, can we get the greater than, less than symbols and both types of quotes in play? And if we can, then I think we have good chances of finding cross-site scripting. And we're going to talk a little bit about why as part of this video. So we submit, and I see, okay, my text is returned. But now the real question is, are these characters escaped or not? We'll talk a bit about what escaping means as part of the class. But for now, we're just going to soldier forth. And let's just see, does it occur? Yep. So one of the nice features of Firefox is it will highlight syntax errors or unclosed tags. So for example, we have a paragraph tag in HTML hanging out here that's not doesn't have a partner. And we also have something that Firefox thinks should be a tag, but it doesn't look like a well-formed tag. We have a mistyped start, and actually Firefox has a pleasant little pop-up here to explain the problem. So what this tells us is that we can use any of these characters. They're not converted to a safe alternative. So what this means is we should be able to create a new tag. So let's go ahead and do that. So one of the things that we want to do as part of this exercise is get an alert window to pop. And to do that, we need to use JavaScript. So let's try to instantiate some script tags. So one of the things we can see here already is that our greater than, less than brackets have disappeared. So that's actually a good sign for us. It means that perhaps Firefox is interpreting what we put in the text box here as a valid part of the page. And sure enough, here we are. Both our script tags survived. Looks like they've not been filtered by the application in any way. So let's go ahead and finish out our payload. Take this, and let's just add the alert window. And we'll do this as a regular expression. We'll get more into what those are and why they can be useful for cross-site scripting a little bit later. Cool. And we now have an alert window with content we control. So this demonstrates JavaScript code execution. Now, one of the things you may say to yourself is, well, that's great, but what if I want to do something more meaningful within the app? So we talk about some common payloads like stealing cookies or manipulating and reading the DOM. So we get into those payloads in hour 2 as part of the class on the first day. We spend 7.5 or 7 hours talking about cross-site scripting on day 1. Um, and I hope that you found this to be at least a little bit interesting. And if you're a newcomer to information security, and especially web application hacking, I hope you'll find that this is a good place to start. Web hacking takes place April 28th through May 1st. It's the first part of the Infiltrate conference. If you're interested in more information, you can send an email to admin@immunityinc.com, or you can visit our website, www.infiltratecon.com. It has rates, schedules, contact information, all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully we will see you in my